Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to FRS Season 6 Xbox Division 1 at the penultimate round with a little bit of a change up here with the replacement of Abu Dhabi with Imola here in Italy. This is the second time that we visited here in Imola. Of course, this was LC Fighters, our current Driver Championship leaders' first maiden win in FRS. This track has, 19 corners, depending on how you count them. Only one DRS zone, so difficulty overtaking around this track. At 605 meters, Imola features a run from pole to turn 1, 25 meters longer than the previous high in Spain. Now, some action zones. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that corner there. Tamburello? I nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Of course, that's the fast chicane heading after the DRS zone, if I recall correctly. Then we also have Ravazza in another downhill left-hander right to the final start-finish straight. We are going to be seeing the soft, medium, and hard tire compounds if it is actually dry, but looking at the track right now, it looks like we're going to be having a wet qualifying, as a matter of fact, but I am pleased to say that I am not alone. Of course, I have Kim Rodelas, as always, just Kim, and then we have a special guest today. I'm very sorry about that. We have a special guest joining us as well, one of the drivers in Season 6 here, Pep Meister. Pep, how are you doing?
No time to practice, and I thought, like, I'm such a danger on the track for everyone. It's safe for me to sit in the virtual commentary booth. So yeah, it's a choice I made. Really happy I could be here.
Well, we're happy to have you because Kim and I have no idea what's actually ever going on here. Because so yes, a wet qualifying, and that's going to be interesting because if I remember correctly, we didn't see too many overtakes last time out, but...
Oh, someone's already in the gravel.
Oh.
Sorry. We've got an Alfa Romeo already in the gravel with Habs and Nick. So, just getting the tyre temp in, you know. Just have a little trip through the gravel. Interesting tactics style. And it's probably a sign of things to come. If people are leaving the earth on the outlaps, one can only imagine the effect this can have when they actually start their flying laps.
Yeah, that's going to be... and Nick, too, is kind of a wet weather merchant, it seems like, in the past. So if he's already making mistakes this early in, then, yeah, that might not be too great. But, yeah, I guess...
Drivers gambling on Inters. So.
Oh, really? Already?
Yeah, they want to be in the barriers in quick time. They just want to get this session over and done with. Get the wheels off, and away we go. Oh, we've got Habs around the gate.
Again, yep.
Yeah, so I've seen better starts. Chuck is the first one to meet the conditions on a flying lap.
It's interesting what it does.
There you go, you
It's interesting what it does with setups, because most drivers didn't practice that much, and getting a dry setup is kind of easy to be done, but I don't know if most drivers even have wet setup. So yeah, are they prepared for it?
Yeah, of course.
The drivers.
Oh, go ahead, Kim. No, you go ahead.
The drivers don't know whether it's going to be a wet or dry race. There seems to be a bit of confusion. So yeah, I mean, it's not the best news for them. They obviously were praying for nice dry conditions to begin with, but as to whether I can only describe it as light precipitation for the moment. You know, it's barely raining. No one has to worry about it too much. That's why they're on the Inters.
Yeah, and we have to keep an eye out for those guys on the Inters, but we have...
I'm not sure the Inters are it at the moment. I might be wrong when the lap times come flying in.
They need to make sure to have enough fuel in these conditions in the qualifying.
Yeah, looks like...
Oh, Chuck's on provisional pole.
Who would have thought? My goodness.
He's done it.
We can go ahead and take a look at Queasy Pluto.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
It lasted mere seconds.
I'm currently riding on board with Queasy Pluto here on those inters, and yeah, it just doesn't look like those are the tires. Whoever else was also on the inters as well, it looks like they boxed on their outlap, so Queasy's going to push through it, but yeah.
Habs fighting back from his little spin. I appreciate the massive balls the people who went on the inters have got, you know. I don't know what they're thinking, but you've got to commend the massive bollocks that they have.
And there it is with Queasy Pluto. You can see it 144.
It's also still raining. It's not like the track is drying up, so I think the conditions will keep getting worse. It's still raining. So.
Oh, Queasy, yeah, it's not inters. Queasy nearly drops it. But LC5, the championship leader, into P3, just behind Habs.
And I mean, I guess we could talk, because I'm not sure if we actually really had too many raining sessions, or qualifying sessions, that is. But Pep, what is a driver supposed to be doing here?
Continue.
Yeah, it looks like his car's still intact, thankfully, but...
Yeah, but I don't know if it was off track for a moment. What did you ask?
Oh, I was just asking, what is the strategy for qualifying? Because normally we see people changing tires after every hot lap and everything like that, but I imagine it's a little bit different when it comes to a wet qualifying session, especially with the track potentially drying as well.
I guess it's different. I've never done this. In my 12 FRS race, I never had to deal with this, luckily, so I'll just see what the others do and learn from it. Or else, kidding. No, I don't know. I'm really happy that in one race, I'm in the commentary booth, it's raining. So.
Yeah, you were supposed to be the one who brings us all this insight, because Kim and I have absolutely no idea what we're doing.
He's improving. 12 seconds on the inters there, and he's
wow.
132. So if the track does get any better, I mean, still it's a bad choice, because if it does improve, then everyone else is just going to run the inters as well. But it might be kind of the thing where you might want to be the last person crossing the start-finish line to take your flying lap, but get the best of the conditions at the end, because the rain is visibly lightening as Quizzy just nearly spins again.
But he's a second up already, coming through Sector 1. So is that track
it's
drying?
It's just spitting now. The rain's definitely decreased. It actually is light participating now. There was a Lima beam.
Wow, yeah, Queasy Pluto coming up now, almost, or that was his teammate, excuse me, Quimbulus, but we'll have to see what his Sector 2 split is, because it might possibly be entered conditions now, or Queasy's just finally getting into a rhythm.
He's going to
wow.
be in the right. He's going to be in the back of the pack, but he's going to be improving here.
It's still like 2 minutes ago.
Because anyone's just going to see him improving, and then I think if the rain carries on like this, I think it's likely that it'll be into. That one kid goes into P2.
Wow, impressive from the rookie there in the McLaren, all the way up, jumping over Hobbs Van Nick and LC Fighter. So yeah, not to take anything away from that one kid, that's an impressive lap, but surely that must mean that the track is drying now as times are going faster.
Nemesis is still a second quicker.
I suppose the most representative time to see what Quimbulus.
Nemesis Nemesis was looking great.
So yeah, I think people are preparing in the pit lane. They're ready to go out on the inters. Chuck has made it out onto the track on the inters. He was the first person to set a lap time in this session. So we're interested to see how the comparison between his own lap time and what he's about to set now.
Why not take the gamble?
Yeah, we see.
So this is a double out lap by the looks of it.
Nemesis opting for the inters. We saw Hobbs Van Nick temporarily have the inters fitted, but now he's back onto the wets in the pit lane as that one kid dives into the pits now.
I'd imagine it's inters. There's
Pep's teammate
lots
now.
of numbers and letters goes into P2.
F50.
Queasy's still pushing, I think. I think he's still on the same set of tires. I think that's fine.
I mean, he's fueled it up. He knew what he's doing, and yes, he's still going to carry on. That time
he's out of here.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be much of an improvement. In fact, he's down by 2 tenths. But Maybe
Somebody-
maybe he knew what to do from the start. I mean, he's in 10th, so he hasn't. But now he is on the right tyres as he catches it.
But the problem is, I think, yeah, he's on 35% left. Yeah, the can't push like 85%.
Chuck's coming to the end of the lap. His first lap on the Inters.
Big snap oversteer from Queasy there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and see how much Chuck actually improves
Final
here.
corner. I think this is going to be an improvement. You can feel the full track control from here as he crosses the line. And into P8 or 28.87. That is a big showing that the Inters are the tyre to be on at the moment.
And 50 is on the lap on wets. Is it 50? No, it's wets.
Cutting to LC. Yeah, LC's going to dive into the pits as well here. I think the first one that's going to be setting a flying lap time apart from... oh, it's going to be Hobbs fan Nick on the wet still coming out for their second running. But yeah, Lawrence on the Inters behind him.
Lawrence had a massive moment at the exit of the final turn. I think...
So yeah, P2 through P5 currently on the wet tires. Only Hobbs van Nick is actually out though. The other three are in the pits. No indication of them being on the Inters right now.
I question being on the wets at this point. The track visibly is drier, and we've seen the lap times improve. But we've seen what took about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
2 seconds out this lap time.
Second quicker on the second one.
Yeah, it's 100% Inters weather now. If I was Habs, I'd probably box this lap. Any improvement you're going to make now is going to be irrelevant to the end of the session. For all we know, the rain could start to pick up again and lost the track. Less track conditions. Habs is up by 7 tenths though, so I'd imagine he actually does carry on this lap.
Lawrence
is 3 tenths faster in second one.
Lawrence unfortunately invalidated his lap there.
That's brutal. Like you just don't know when the track conditions going to be at the best. You want to get at least a lap time in, especially when you're sitting in P9.
Absolutely, yeah. Championship contender here, Lawrence, along with Hobbs fan Nick too.
Habs is going to finish the lap, and he's going to go.
Oh wow!
To share the front row just again. Look.
Nemesis is really on fire. He's really quick. I think he'll go maybe second faster.
It just kind of feel like Nemesis is losing at the moment. He came out of the gun straight away with the pace, and it feels like he's going to take like a big effort, maybe from someone like LC5, the championship leader, to actually stop him.
Wow!
That is 1.3 second lead.
Oh my goodness!
I think there's still time for grabs in sector 1 because you only gained 2 or 3 tenths there, so I think there's still 5 minutes.
It was Lima Bean, Ruslan, I think. Or was it NFC Vickers? NFC Vickers into P3.
Wow!
Lima Bean's gonna go.
I don't think it did.
2 more tenths. Nemesis gains 2 more tenths in sector 1. He's in another push.
He's in another lead.
Wow!
But it's also big timing is really important now.
Yeah.
It'll be the last one to that lap. It's actually the same scenario as in the real qualifying in Singapore. It's almost the same scenario.
I think if you're Habs, you've got a pit now. If you're Habs, everyone's on the Inters and improving, and you stuck out on the wets. I know he's in P2 and he's still making improvements, but the track, yeah, he's pitting now.
Good call from the Alfa Romeo driver as Nemesis is
LC
approaching.
is on his first flying lap on the Inters as well.
See if Quimbulus here.
By
He's gonna.
1.8
Oh my
That's
goodness!
really quick.
Quimbulus jumping up into P2. Still a second behind, almost a second behind the
Nemesis?
leader.
Yeah.
There it is. Wow!
LC gonna be in the wall here. Oh, that is so cool. LC miraculously didn't bin that. He was gone, and just snapped the car back to life as it was heading towards the wall.
No damage?
Yeah,
No,
doesn't
he's all
look
good.
like it.
He had like a hair between himself and the wall. But he has to regroup.
Lima Bean.
Yeah, he's
This is going to be
someone who
so
deserved to be in
interesting.
Div 1 from the start, and as a former Div 2 driver, he was good to race against, and yeah, he's proven himself quite well in these intermediate conditions.
Yeah, this is, you guys absolutely called it. It's going to be whoever waits the last to set a lap, as the times are certainly improving. Well, not times necessarily, but the track conditions are improving for these guys.
It's just still so slippery. People are struggling to actually get their lap in, seeing lots of mistakes and not actually being able to complete the lap or invalidating it because of just how tricky the track must be at the moment.
But how long can they continue? I mean, they don't have infinite fuel. You can make a stop down and put fuel for 2 laps in. But there's the timing. If you're out of fuel, you're out of fuel in a minute.
Yeah, Quimbler's just fought back. He's having a nice little battle with Lima Bean for the to share the
Oh my goodness.
Nemesis. It's an incredible run he's doing right now. It's just purple, purple, purple every lap. Who can stop him?
Lima Bean coming up to the penultimate corner now.
He survived that time.
Lawrence hit the brake marker at a moment. His lap still counts, but he had a low moment in the side of the track at the front left. Still 2.6 seconds faster than the time, but it's far away from him.
LC coming across sector 2, 3 seconds up. Oh my goodness.
For a Ferrari front row lockout.
We still have 2 minutes left, and crucially too, there's a bit of...
Wow, look at the lap time from S50V12. Look how close that is to Nemesis.
Oh my goodness!
We've got a fighter. Lawrence is P3.
Lawrence had a moment in that.
Oh wow!
Big moment in that lap, so it's really quick now.
The AlphaTauri splitting the Ferraris.
And with less than 2 minutes left, these guys are really on their second to last laps here. So you really got to put it together.
Most of them can do one more.
Yeah, Nemesis is definitely going to have one more. He's just been saving the battery up. If he doesn't pit, that is. Yeah, he's going for one more. So Nemesis is for his final lap.
And he's the final one. Who can? No, Lawrence can make it.
Yeah, it's gonna be close.
How the fuel have they managed to back through?
Ooh, as Lawrence has a bit of a moment there. And yeah, his battery's very low too for Lawrence, so I'd probably back out if I were him.
It's not been a great start to lap for Nemesis by the looks of it. I might be chatting on my ass, but it just... Oh, who just improved? Lima Bean again?
It was Lima Bean, yes sir.
Yeah. He's looked good so far. Nemesis, after saying he's not been very good.
Oh!
Go on to provisional pole.
Right on time.
And he doesn't have enough fuel for another flying lap.
Yeah, Queasy, he had the experience. He knew what he was doing on the inters from his little trip out at the start. Everyone's kind of punching up a little bit in sector 3 to try and get the lap time in at the end.
LC's gonna start his final lap now, so I think he might be the last one of the front runners now. Maybe Lawrence can get one more.
Nemesis purple in sector 2. He's tracking to retake that pole position that he's dominated so far.
He definitely has it currently, with 0.3 of an improvement through sector 1.
LC giving it all. Oh, LC lost it, and LC's out.
Oh no!
The championship leader.
And there's lots of debris on the track. Lost it at
Nemesis
first chicane.
Onto provisional pole. 2 temps. Now it's up to everyone else to fight back.
NFC Vickers going to be next across the line.
Champion.
Jumps up into P7 currently. Lima Bean following him.
Elsie's got to pray that no one... We just got to minimise the damage here and hope no one gets him past him. L50V12 has invalidated his lap.
Lawrence put his tank runner, will he hold it this time? This time he holds it.
Cryptic really waiting for the last minute.
He was practicing Australia. Not Australia, Abu Dhabi. He's confused. Anything will do. I think he's going to get at least... I think he'll climb himself off the last row.
Lawrence is really quick, but I think he got held up massively by McLaren. Yeah, Lawrence got held up massively.
Yeah.
It wasn't a quick lap. Could have been P4 or 5, I think. One kid had to cross the chicane, but I think Lawrence definitely...
Habs into P3.
Oh, there we go. Second row.
Nearly P2 as well.
Riding on board with Lawrence now.
Lawrence is really quick,
Lawrence across the line. Into P2.
Oh! Wow.
That is good. If he got held up,
Front row.
indeed, that's really good.
and the McLaren is pitting, so that is the end of the qualifying session.
That is...
And like we said, last person across the line was Lawrence into P2. It's quite a thrilling qualifying session.
It really was.
He's not been held up. He's not been held up. He's not been held up. So it looked it. But that's all. Okay.
There was chances for people to take away from Nemesis there. LC will be a bit disappointed with 6th, I would imagine. Queasy obviously took provisional pole. F50 V12, he looked quite pacey in the AlphaTauri, but then didn't quite hook it up at the end and got invalidated lap time. So I don't know what his out and out pace might be. But yeah, flashback from last season, it's a Barry on pole.
And that minion costume again. Oh
Is that
man.
his first pole of the season?
It might be.
Because he's not driving that much race. In Spain, I think it was 50.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has never had a win, but I know if he had a pole yet.
I don't know.
He was all right in qualifying, but in the races, you know, that's when the wheel would go bye-bye and retire.
Head into retirement and have to show the youngins. Indeed.
So many retirements.
And looking too at the chat, it looks like a lot of them were on dry setups. I know we talked about it earlier, and also too a little bit hesitancy as to what the weather for the race will actually be, as everybody has a different reading, it seems, as to what the weather will be for the race. So yeah, but man, a lot of people out of sorts. LC all the way down in what, P6, P7, and his championship rival Lawrence sitting on the front row. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be hard to make heads for tails. Yeah.
And we just don't know what they're going to load in. They could load in with torrential rain for all we know. They're just not sure.
It looks
As
funny.
the sun. As here's the sun.
Okay.
Yes, don't think
That's a relief
torrential
for
rain.
lots of drivers, I think. That's a big relief. Well,
And now we'll just have to wait
Ready up.
to see if somebody readies up quickly. It looks like they actually have learned their
last week
lesson.
it was fine. Last week it was first time it was like, I think it was 90 seconds or something, more than a minute.
The week before, maybe not so much.
Every week before, not, but
Yeah, they were so close to going on a course. We had a how to behave behind a safety car course before, after the Italy race, where I think there was more. Was there more safety car laps than there was green flag laps a few seasons ago? Yeah, it was a mess.
But it's also so easy. It's so easy that you don't even think about it. And you press A. Oh, right. You did it right. It's I don't think any of us doing that on purposely. It's so easily being done pressing A.
So who are you guys favoring for this race with the grid so shaken up currently?
Never count out MJ Povey. I know he's not in the race. never count him out. He'll find a way. If not, it'll be the other Welsh driver in Nemesis, because he's just looked from the first lap he set. It was just on it straight away.
And you, Pep, who do you feel?
Yeah, I'm thinking about Lawrence. Lawrence he has won 2 races this year. He's never been the quickest over one lap. I don't think he has any pole but every time there was something up for grabs, he took it. So, is he on pure pace faster than Nemesis? I don't really think so, but safety cars, whatever happens, if there's something up for grabs, he'll probably take it.
Yeah,
All
and
it takes is one wheel disconnect.
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I hope it's without problems this race. Just fair racing, no issues with the game or something.
yeah.
No issue to the game, but chaos
collision.
nonetheless. Just a bit of chaos.
Oh, a little bit. But then, yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
only have 12 drivers, so some of the shambles from last week are a little less likely.
and getting ready, and I can't remember if we're doing a actual lap, formation lap or not,
I
but
think we
I
do.
guess
I
we'll.
think we do.
Okay,
Next week's we
okay.
do.
Be interested to see what people's strategies, whether
Yeah,
the rain could be coming for we know, and people starting on softs, or Queasy Plato starting the hards. Queasy Plato starting on the mediums.
Oh my gosh.
This is what he gets. He didn't start on the hards, and he spun off the line. It is exactly what he deserves. He's let us down.
But Loki, this might be the most exciting part of the race, because you're constantly thinking the start, how will I launch? If you have a bad start in the formation lap, you're always thinking, oh, if I have a bad start now, I'll probably have one in the race too. It's really, yeah, I hate the formation lap if I race myself. It's like, I'm so stressed. So, yeah, those mistakes are easily made in formation laps, because you're actually thinking about the race, not about just this moment.
Just qualify laps. I feel like I completely missed that. I
I
feel like he didn't qualify that.
I think so. It was like P4, I believe.
Well, I can't remember. Yeah, he's 12. I can't imagine him starting 12 because he was setting good times in the interview, so I'm not sure what happens there. But yeah, the last two, everyone's on mediums, apart from that one kid in Cumulus who's starting on the hard. So that probably tells you what you need to know about the rain and whether it doesn't, if it is ever going to come, which I'm kind of leaning towards it not. It doesn't look very imminent. But with safety cars and everything, if it is towards the back end of the race, it will bring it closer because obviously the lap times will be slower.
First corner will be interesting too. It's really tight.
Oh yes.
This is one of the most annoying first corners. In real life, it went wrong as well.
If there's not a car upside down, I'll be disappointed.
So here we are, just holding our breath as Nemesis is lining up now, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see who spins around. I guess we'll cut to the most likely, that of Queasy Pluto.
When they get in their grid slots. We saw Habs when they a couple of weeks ago just completely miss it and then get an absolutely demon start, so maybe they won't even try.
I didn't have a single good start this season myself. All my starts were so bad.
And
we've got everyone's looking well behaved.
Yeah.
Nemesis has pointed his car to the right a little bit. Chuck.
Oh.
He's let the team down.
Oh no! And so it starts to roll in.
It's a short-term disqualification. Back out.
Let's feel the lights.
Long pause, and they're finally out. And we have a terrible camera here.
Oh, Habs has got. Oh no, Habs got a good launch, but then we kind of lost on the second phase. Lawrence is in the lead into turn one.
And Queasy looking to get a move done on Nemesis. Nemesis coming wide. Yeah, we saw a couple of cars there heading off in the back.
It's awful start for Habs on Nick into P8 from, what was it, P3?
Yes, yep.
Oh, there's Queasy on the side.
Queasy's looking very pacey on those mediums, yeah.
Squeezes through.
He's taking it.
Now they're
the
side to
inside
side.
line. Oh, a little contact there. I think Nemesis, yeah, he's better off to span that one. But the problem is they're all piling inside him.
Ooh.
That's 50-12. Oh, that's a bit wide. 50-12. Cryptic, who hasn't even driven this track this week, is into P4.
And LC Fighter.
That little battle as well between Queasy Pluto and the rest of the cars there just helped him out as well. If DRS was to come this lap, he'd actually be out of DRS range, which is pretty impressive, being lap one.
Oh yeah.
But wait a couple laps and then, yeah, now's the time. You just got to stretch that gap, get that gap as far away from 1 second as you can.
Hit a pickers from the 11th and 12th place.
NFC Victor is just going to be too far back without that DRS. And I'm looking at his pace, his straight line speed. Oh, we got Cryptic around there.
Well, he has been practicing Abu Dhabi, so...
He made it one.
Championship implications, though. If he is in the championship hours, so we want to try and get out of trouble and just bank as many points as we can, minimise the damage. As Lima Bean As Limmerboom's a bit dodgy into that corner. It's going to give Habsman Nick a little bit of a run.
Nemesis puts pressure on Queasy.
Yeah, and his teammate has caught up as well to join to the fight and help him out for that. Or maybe Nemesis helps LC Fighter, as LC has a championship at stake here. So, very impressive.
Lawrence is hoping Queasy can hold this as long as possible. They're not teammates, but in this case Lawrence is a big Queasy fan for a couple of laps.
Fast lap from Lawrence. Fight. Nemesis just showing his pace there. I shouldn't think it'd be time to be there for too long. Cryptic is flying his 5 by lap, 2 overtakes on this lap. Crimbless early on the lap, and Chuck at the end. He's going to try and get to Limmerboom as quick as he can and recover from his little moment.
Riding on board with Nemesis now.
He's out of ERS. 10%.
Easy catching Lawrence and just bringing them along with, and bringing them along with him at the moment. So obviously less than ideal for Lawrence with DRS being enabled this lap.
Queasy and Nemesis are both almost out of ERS, both below 20. How much did they burn in the first couple of laps?
A lot of people have been on it straight off the bat. Lawrence crucially is saving a bit better. He's on 60% now. He's heading into the chicane.
Oh, big mistake there from Queasy.
But the problem is that was a mistake, yeah, but it didn't really stop him from doing it. So it'd be interesting if you got a warning for that one. Normally, if you extend massively, you get away with it.
Queasy in the... Oh, that's low.
Cryptic got that move done there.
Cryptic is really being the aggressor here in this stage of the race after his little... I don't actually know what it was. His Nemesis is through into Q2.
But way down on ERS. Those lights been flashing since the penultimate corner of the last lap. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to hold Queasy off and actually close that gap to Lawrence, as it looks like he is for the time being. But Lawrence, we know, has a little bit in his tank as that one kid.
One kid is up.
Yeah, one of the two drivers starting the hard tyres. Clearly not ideal for your strategy either. You already at this point need a safety car to catch up to the pack.
Might have been interesting battle for P5.
Yeah, riding on board with Hobbs Van Nick. And Cryptic again is still gaining and recovering from his mistake.
F12's gone wide, and that is probably...
This is first he's alongside. Yeah.
Yes.
That's really good.
F50V12, he didn't seem very interested in battling, but he's going to have a little fight back here. Habs went a bit deep.
We won't.
That's it.
He's not the place to go too wide. He's just not the place to go too wide.
And Cryptic gets a move done on the 50V12. It doesn't seem like he's fighting...
Cryptic, a big run for Cryptic.
You kind of feel this is inevitable.
Someone is really practicing this second.
Oh yes.
So be given the outside to go around, outside to come to the inside.
That is
a little bit of right on contact there, I think.
And that allows F50 as well to set up for a move, possibly on Hobbs Van Nick. Doesn't look like he has the speed though to carry.
Nick also 10%.
Ooh, as Lima Bean gets a little out of sorts behind him.
Personally, the most comfortable batch is the race leader, which might come in handy if he's battling with Nemesis, which kind of feels also a bit inevitable. He's gaining and gaining and gaining.
Yeah, this is insane. I can't really remember a race when Lawrence had the lead from lap 1. No, he certainly did. Was it Miami, where he had a very dominant race?
And after this one,
I think so.
Every time Lawrence has won this season, it's been from an on-track penalty. He's behind, and then he's got the win. Definitely happening last year.
Also,
Skips 2 wheels in the gravel coming up on the corner. So I'll give have some time. Yeah, Nemesis is he's going to be there. He's going to be battling. He's going to be probably having a realistic shot to get the lead by the end of the lap.
But
It's
I
going
don't
to
know if he
extend the
burned.
DRS range.
I don't know if he burned energy on that start finish, but he didn't close it at all. It was 6 tenths on the
Yeah.
start finish, and at the end it was like 4-5. So I don't know if Lawrence drives with less wingers as well, but if it goes on like this and it's so with that not much energy, maybe Lawrence can hold him back for a little longer. We don't know what the hard tires will do.
Yeah, and that's
Also
a
interestingly, Queasy is kind of staying in this. He's always been around a second once you go overtaking, so he's kind of matching the pace of the front two, and also getting a little bit on LC Fire over the last couple of laps because LC was just in DRS range, and now obviously 2 tenths out. So he's showing some good pace, even though he's not on the hard. So who really cares?
And I was gonna say that's kind of something else to look out for. Sorry, but that Nemesis probably burning through his medium tires a lot more than Lawrence, as Lawrence has been in clear air and Nemesis has been fighting against Queasy and all that. So
Them being freezing company, but Lawrence has left the inside open, and Nemesis can say why thank you and regain his lead. Obviously not going to have the best exit, but feels like he's just going to have enough to keep that position, and yeah, he's regained his first place.
But Lawrence could also drive along with him. If he stays within the DRS, it's a massive advantage for Lawrence too. That he's behind him.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
the key thing at the
if
moment.
it doesn't get hot up too much. It's only and privilege out.
ooh,
Oh well, I've seen more shocking things in my life personally.
That's P8.
Time to show the aggression again. Just repeat the whole race. Spin, overtake everyone.
It's
Spin,
good for our
overtake
entertainment.
everyone. Yeah, he's giving the viewers something to look out for. You've got to respect the end of the day.
he is so quick. Look at that. Oh my word! Speaking of quick, as he gives Lima Bean a little bump and run there, without the run, but
Did they put?
they did, yeah, yep.
And then
Down
Storm
inside.
out of DRS range. I feel like it's better when you see pictures at the moment. It's like, let's just let it happen. Don't fight it. Don't risk any contact. He's coming through.
Oh yeah.
Not afraid of a little
Torpedo.
commitment.
Turning back to
Obviously,
this
I'm surprised
battle
by
there.
his pace.
Yeah.
Is he really close to?
I remember
Can't get
speaking
in that
with
DRS range.
yeah, I remember speaking with LC, and this is one of his, aside from Bahrain, I think this is one of his favorite tracks to hot lap around. This, Bahrain and Hungary.
By his teammate.
Yeah.
His teammate just completely humbled him. He said, "You're the championship leader, mate. But watch this." In qualifying, and then that was that. But he just squeezed into DRS range now, trying to stay into DRS range.
And it seems inevitable that Nemesis, it's going so well,
He's going to win.
Take
He's
all
won this
races.
race.
was cryptic.
The misery
Quizzy goes up.
continues.
Quizzy goes up. And then
He's doing that quite a lot, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's not really negatively affecting him as F50 V12 joins the penalty club. They're nice in a row, so they all just counter out each other. Just how nice of them.
There's such a big run of track. If you get this, I mean, you can easily catch it, and I don't want to say an advantage, but it's not costing him too much time because of that run-up area.
Yeah, it's a track
Yeah,
where
there
I feel
were
like the safety
places
cars
to-
are lower. It's not like a Miami or Singapore, Monaco. I'm just describing street tracks really, but it's not a track where you might necessarily see a safety car unless there's a big incident. As
Oh!
Plato kills
Big
Lawrence.
tap!
Oh.
Wow.
That is.
That we'll be seeing that one in the stewards' room potentially if the export drivers even report anything. They probably don't.
And I wonder how much LC Fighter paid Queasy for that move.
That is a drive and a half winner. That is, I'm going to say it in the words again, that has championship implications.
I mean, we've seen LC pay his teammate Nemesis to cause a perfectly timed safety car in Belgium, and now we see him paying other drivers.
It's
The
such a
Ferrari taxis are
conspiracy,
better,
man.
The virtual Ferrari really know what they're doing.
Not every
Yeah.
crash is crash day.
It absolutely is.
That one was crash. The DM
But yeah, I don't
beforehand,
actually know.
code Belgian.
But, I mean, even so, LC has closed up to Queasy. We know that he was in DRS range before, but now he's nearly almost half a second behind Queasy as he actually crosses that threshold for a little bit.
I don't really get what Queasy did. I didn't suck really, but did he tap him from behind?
Yeah, it was a little tap from behind mid-corner. Yeah.
Okay, that's just a little bit too late in the
There's
race.
some chance. It's something that I was very capable of doing back in my day.
And
Just-
Cryptic does exactly the same with F50, also tap from behind.
You just got to let him pass. Stay out of his way, he's coming through.
But it's a really strange braking zone. I think it's short and you get into the corner quite quick. So I get that corner that corner happens those things, but yeah, it's avoidable.
Oh, it's Cryptic.
And
Big 360 there.
Oh, it's just time to overtake him.
Oh, oh no.
Shame.
Hasn't got it.
Oh no.
Otherwise it could have been an award. Maybe get away.
And this time,
Drivers he hasn't met so far, like MSC victories, never is.
watch out, guys. Watch out for this guy here. Man.
He's going to spin about 50 times in this race and he's got P10 by like default.
We should give him an award if he does. Most spins, still points in the race. Come on. It has to
I
be.
feel like every time Issa misses a race, someone embodies him. And this time, Cryptic is the chosen one.
Yeah, we know that. Who did it say take over in round? What was it? Round 7, I believe.
Last race we did, we had someone being possessed by Issa. For some reason, I think it was Lawrence, but I wouldn't. Was it Crazy Pluto?
I think it was Queasy. Yeah, as they took over him.
Yeah, he possessed him pre-race, which is just. It's never what you want before a race, is it? Getting possessed by Issa. It's just something that you wouldn't look for as a pre-race preparation.
I see could make it a classic Barry one too. He gets past Queasy.
Yeah, we saw him last time around in the DRS. I mean, it seems like he's running a little bit higher downforce than Queasy. I think we know that Queasy loves to run a very stripped down aero package. And so I think that's helping him out big time in the DRS zone. We can keep an eye on LC and C if he's able to close it up. But it was around half a tenth coming into turn 1 with LC
Also,
Fighter.
there's a torpedo in Belgium. They're just gone on the straights. It's a rocket ship.
Yeah, you can see it. LC isn't even gaining any time on Queasy with that DRS.
Yeah, I'd say his back is pretty healthy compared to others in this race, so he's looking on it. Cryptic might be giving up here.
Oh, Cryptic!
That is the end of the Cryptic.
Oh, he dives into the pits and retires. Okay.
Retires in the pits. And
Sweet.
that is potentially championship over for Cryptic.
Well, it's Xbox Division 1, right?
Yeah, anything can happen. But Povey can still win if this race goes bad.
I'll see if Lawrence and Nick retire. Lawrence could, if Lawrence and Nick retire, LC could win it. PCS
Yeah, there
retire,
is.
Is this about to be Pep's first commentator's curse right here?
Yeah, LC's in the walnuts now. Yeah, the championship can be won today, however unlikely it might be.
I mean, the other guys just at the finish, and it's 2 points here,
Now, Pep, I know you didn't turn any laps here, but you might have some insight from others as to what the tire strategy pit window is like for these medium and hard runner tires, potentially.
I said the separation of everything.
As Lima dives in perfectly timed. Oh boy.
Which just means the current race leader is Crazy Pluto.
Come on.
You mean
That's the problem with Nemesis.
What
He
happened to
has
LC?
got
Why is LC 2 seconds behind now?
I don't know, actually.
the rocket ship.
Yeah.
He just can't keep up. He's lost DRS and the rocket ship left him. But yeah,
Is Queasy burning his energy now?
He must
no,
be.
it's the same as what it was when we saw them on the big straight. As we have a yellow flag in sector 1 for that one kid who has got front wing damage.
Ooh, that.
You see his front wing in the wall.
Yeah,
It's away, so that's not a hit, I think.
Yeah, it is off track, so I don't think we'll see a
Leads up the
VSC.
pits. is going to overtake him there. So
Cold
Limby
tires
obviously
then.
sped into the pits. So, and
He just came
that's
out,
second
Yep.
racing company for F50V12 as Nemesis is
Nemesis.
first into pit.
Oh,
Nemesis!
no!
And now Crazy Float is thinking, hello, is this a chance? He's on the battery straight. He's on the battery now, Crazy. As soon as he saw Nemesis pit, it was battery time.
Yeah, and he's...
Secret teamwork is for Ferrari. No penalty for Nemesis, no he can win
Oh, good point.
it. All part of the Ferrari master plan.
The pit stops are starting to come in now. I can pull up the tire info, but it's going to be obvious. Those on mediums, we're going to be going to the hards, and those on hards, Quimbulas and that one kid who have yet to pit, probably going to be going on the mediums. Although, I guess if you're that one kid with wing damage having to inevitably pit, I don't know if the mediums will be able to last 18 laps around here.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. You have to pit, and you can't pit onto the hards. And we've seen like people like Nemesis pitting and only lasting 14 laps on the medium tires. So,
There is still a set of soft and a set of mediums, so why not just take mediums and pay for a safety car? I mean, there's no facility. Yeah, soft.
Okay.
From to go to the. That wasn't saying. I just made that up.
I love it. To go to boot.
Maybe
Wouldn't be shocked if Queasy's
medium
pit.
first.
Yeah, Queasy pit.
There it is. And is Elsie going to follow him in as well? Yes, indeed.
Queasy's
Oh, no! And Elsie learning that lesson. Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if Queasy just makes it out of the pits without being held up.
Now is Chuck going to come in as well? Yes.
Busy.
There we go.
From last to first, Quimbulas is the leader of the race on the hard tyres.
And where
There's
is...
5 seconds of penalties, and Nemesis has 8 already, so...
Wow.
Really good for Elsie now.
Wow.
And the problem is, yeah, Nemesis is going to be the leader of this race again in terms of penalties, because the gap is going to keep on increasing here as Queasy gets his new hard tyres up to temperature. So yeah, we're already past the 3-second threshold. But
This is the hardest lap of the race.
Never doubt Queasy Pluto and a set of hard tyres.
Oh, yes.
He can do wonders on them. And who's stopping there being a safety car or anything like that?
Not to mention, we've seen Queasy Pacey on the hards with a high fuel load. So who knows what he's going to do with a low fuel load here during his stint.
Unleash the beast.
Oh, yes. And we see how much less aero he's running than everybody else around him. As it looks like Nemesis is going for the fastest lap right now on those hard tires.
There. The pit in the lap before, he's got his tyres up to temperature. I mean, he's got no battery, but that's not important. And away he goes. I feel like there's a high chance there's going to be something flashing up at the top here.
As we hold our breaths and he crosses the line. Oh boy. Which I don't think was actually much of an improvement over Lawrence. I think Lawrence holding the fastest lap previously, if I remember correctly. I believe Lawrence was in the 118s.
Bigger's on P10 going for Chuck. That's the only close battle there is now.
Perhaps is in DRS range.
That's gone quick. That's happened quick. Vickers might have a shot on Chuck.
Yeah, with that DRS too.
Yeah, with only 10% DRS.
Yeah, Chuck is using that at the moment. He feels comfortable about it. The Alpine is definitely faster. Oh, a little bit of front wing to rear wing contact. Not rear wing, but it's a back tyre contact. Got away with that one.
Oh,
That was like
I just don't think he expected just didn't realise the breaking point for Chuck. It wasn't really anyone's fault, but yeah, they got away with that one.
yeah, so yeah. Should have done something with that.
Cutting to Hobbs Van Nick now. He had a bit of a lock up there heading into this final chicane as we come to the penultimate corner. Still within DRS range.
LC has 75% better.
You've got to throw a marvellous shot there into turn one.
Oh, wow. Nick, yeah. As Pep mentioned, that was just such a great exit from Hobbs Van Nick there out of that final corner.
provisional.
Oh, an LC!
Oh, LC!
Wow.
That kind of waved goodbye to Habs, and now you got Lawrence coming behind him.
His championship rival, yeah. Yeah, well, and Hobbs Van Nick is his championship rival, too. It's a big fight.
Habs is P2, technically.
Cunning is running pretty
Yeah.
quick in those old parts. The front.
Yeah, it seems to be matching somewhat.
Not close in, but not that shockingly quick.
Yeah, especially with Nemesis having fresher hards and knowing how much pacier he is, yeah.
And really decent rocket shooting himself. And now it's kind of quick.
And is Nemesis rocking a Lando Norris helmet? I didn't even know that was a thing. Where you could wear
Not
other
quite.
drivers' helmets. Okay.
Versus
Too,
third.
it's
I was
too yellow.
mistaken.
It's too, just a bit too yellow.
Versus third in here in Imola, real life, this season and last season too. Two podiums in a row.
There's a third here, yeah. Only
So,
driver, only non-Red Bull Ferrari Mercedes driver that should be on the podium this season. Maybe that will change tomorrow morning, as there is a predicted for a bit of a wet one. But with the problem is when you have to wake up early for a real life Grand Prix, it's like here it's on at 6 o'clock. If it's raining, it's definitely going to start like 2 hours late, and then you're still getting up at like 6 for it.
I don't know that. It's the problem is it's getting dark very soon, very early in Japan. We saw in FP2 on Friday that ended on I think 5:30 local time, and it was already getting dark over there. So they can't just move it away start later that much later because it's really getting dark. It has happened before as well.
Yeah, the problem is it's just how much is going to rain. Is it going to be a Monday start? We've seen difference in timetables before in Japan. A few years ago, they did qualifying in the race on Sunday.
Yeah,
because
last
of the rain on
edition.
Saturday.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Cumulus in.
Yeah, he's going to have the advantage of being on the medium tyres here. He's going to have the better tyres compared to everyone else. So he's going to blend out probably behind F50 V12. Yeah, I reckon so. So they have the medium tyres, so they have the pace advantage.
Ideal scenario would be to get the third of the separate somewhat in the middle. I think he's really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, from starting
Running
last
through to
into...
that.
Very careful now in these points. These are the hardest points in the race.
As NFC
You've got
Vickers
to
and
have
Chuck are
brutal.
going at it here.
Yeah, again, they're going for it. The 5-second penalty is going to be vital for Quizziquero. Just the one thing he couldn't do, even though if he had like an 8, he'd have like an 8-second gap, and instead he kind of missed out on a race victory opportunity.
Yeah, take it.
Good as he hits the softer gone now, so he'll put on a certain medium to the end, I imagine.
Wow.
That will put him behind Lawrence. Not anymore.
But then it will be equal. I think it's 12 points for P4 and 10 for P5. So and it would be equal. I don't know where's the closest stuff. Yeah. I think Nemesis has some, right?
Yeah, Nemesis is currently holding on to it with a 118.
Maybe look out for
Three, if I
to
remember.
have it.
They could be equal going into the final race. How great
Oh,
is that?
wow, that would be amazing.
We don't. Oh, we got yellow flag.
Looks like it's that one kid coming out
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
pits, yeah.
Now it's just to be stuck up in everybody.
We shouldn't talk about F1 Championship battles that start the weekend equal on points after last year. God knows
What happened?
who our equivalent of Michael Massey is. What happened?
I don't think it was right.
Not much.
It's not so right.
So yeah, there definitely wasn't something right. I don't know. I turned off after 5 laps to go because I was pretty convinced Hamilton won. So I was like,
Kidding,
oh,
no.
it's like championship's done. Championship's done. 5 laps to go. He's won. GG Hamilton. Don't need to see this anymore.
The British bias is just so prominent, huh? In Formula One. Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
Every F1 fan is a Max Verstappen fan.
Why wouldn't you be?
Who's the Nicholas Latifi of our grid to bring out the safety car next weekend?
Oh,
Well, with 2 laps to go, oh my lord.
The conspiracy's starting to raid in already from Kim, unsurprisingly.
Well, anything
Well,
is
if
still
Lawrence
happening in
is
this
ahead,
race.
why would it Nemesis be? Why would it be? He's nothing
Yeah,
to lose.
have a bit of Nelson Piquet Jr. Singapore stuff there. Just fix the race for your teammate. Lawrence, that one kid must have picked up front wing damage. His little moment because he is back into pit lane. Oh no,
he
he's
retired.
switching soft.
There we go.
Oh yeah,
He
he's
retired.
retired. So
Yeah.
if you finish the race, you get some points.
There we go.
It didn't take too long. That's why I don't like people retiring early, because like Critic, he could have snuck a point in.
I'm kind of
All it
curious.
takes is one more retire.
Did that one kid had another set of mediums? Because that could have been Lawrence with a moment, but he.
Yeah, Lawrence has dropped back a bit from Nelson as well. Yeah, he's gaining a little bit. It was over 4 seconds last time I checked, so he's gaining a little bit. Obviously, he needs to get in that gap, but yeah, this race needs something to spice it up a little bit. The gaps are kind of extended, and we're. Oh, there's a Ferrari!
Oh, that's LC!
Chelsea fighter! Oh!
Oh no! Oh wow!
Then it is equal.
That, I'm going to say it
If it
again,
ends like this, it's equal.
championship implications.
I don't know if it
It's a
will be
word.
equal
It's a
because
word to say.
LC Fighter carries that 3-second time. Oh wait, no, never mind. F50 does
Yeah.
have a penalty as well. Excuse me. Never mind. Then yeah, so they will be equal.
50 v 12.
Yeah.
Please, you can follow Nemesis quite well. He has one of your tires, so he needs to gain 2 seconds, I think. It's
Yeah,
not
he
over
needs to
3
finish second.
One,
All he needed to do was not spin in the pit lane. He was looking pretty set for a maiden race win, but you know, who needs pit lane speed limits? Let's just drive through.
well, did that count as a commentator experience with LC, or am I safe?
I might claim it. I might take it so you don't get blamed. You know, I said the race needs something to spice it up a bit, as probably at the same time LC was going around.
Well, you talked about
We blame you.
Nemesis
race
having
needs
nothing to
spice
lose. You talked about Nemesis having nothing to lose in the final round, and you're Lauren's teammate, so you kind of got nothing to lose as well, huh? So, you want to come out and say that you're ready to fix the race to next
Well,
weekend?
if you suddenly see a Red Bull driver going backwards, it's totally not enough.
Oh man, yeah, it would be awesome if we
I want to
finished
finish.
on
I
equal
want to
points.
finish. I messed up last year in Brazil. Was so bad. I think I spun like 3 times and I was like, okay, I'm done. I retire and I'll be back for the donuts.
Oh man.
Well, it's kind of a test session right now. Everyone doing their own laps.
Maybe some rain.
That
A
would be
spontaneous
really
shower.
Bit of a
funny.
flash
Sending
flood.
clouds.
Get the Bernie Eccleston sprinklers out. Just wet the track a bit, even if it's inters, and then we'll red flag, and then just get the rating on. They can get going again.
As I take a look,
She is closing in a little bit on Lawrence, so if there might be fuel, it's also so the capacity to get on as well. So
You put that to start season this being more penalties though.
yeah,
get this over.
taking a look at the Discord chat, we indeed have another retirement from the season. It looks like Cryptic has gone into retirement for the season, so yeah, I'm gonna be shocked if we see him next race, as I was shocked to
It's
see
okay, sir.
everybody else as well.
He got 2 wins. He still got a great season.
He absolutely did for the comeback
His return
too.
in Spain.
Yeah, that was a huge win, and really, if you asked me who we'd be seeing battling for the championship at the end, who we have now, this many drivers battling for the championship, I would have been absolutely astounded. But I am so excited that we see this many drivers battling for it heading into the final race. It kind of feels like we're setting up for what, Abu Dhabi 2010 with Sebastian Vettel in a 5-way
4
battle.
drivers.
Yeah.
4 drivers. Yeah, 5 in this year, and Britain was, I think he was done right in 2025. No, it's really effective. Anyways,
Yep, and we have it in Brazil, a favorite track for the community, and a great one to have season finales at. Like we saw with season 2, I believe it was, between Fast 6 and MJ Povey. A close battle all the way to the end, with Fast 6 ending up losing on penalties, if I'm not mistaken. So,
yeah, we never saw him again.
Yep. MJ.
Left us to go to the disgusting PC divisions.
Oh boy.
A little bit of rain in Brazil would be really, really something to find on.
It is a place where the rain does appear. And they should quickly speed out at the start of a qualifying session and go on pole by like 4 seconds. But
little season 3 flashback, huh?
Yeah, it was just have a nice pole to start off with.
Yeah, that was.
He's really close in.
He really has. Also, NFC Vickers as well has closed up to the back of Lima Bean. Kind of dropped Chuck. We saw them battling earlier on in the second stint that they had.
As he goes into the battle.
Well, you know.
Cremulous is 3 seconds down on F50, so he could. Yeah, he could be in that place.
Yeah, good from starting from 12th and last.
It looks like F50 has actually picked up another 3-second time penalty. He's carrying 6 seconds worth of time penalties. So yeah, it should be easy for Quimulus to, well, my commentators curse him, but pick up that P6 position there. Take home 8 points.
The pad action on the V5012 of F5012, you can really tell he's on pad the way he drives. I know from experience that is a pad driver right there.
Oh boy, it looks almost like a keyboard, to be honest, with those inputs. But yeah.
Without someone looking at their keyboard.
I mean, we saw him in qualifying. He put on quite the show. Is he going to be going for the fastest lap point? Because if he stays in it, he'll be able to get a point.
It's got to be soft here, isn't it? With what?
6 laps.
Not many laps. Oh, are you going to service him, or is that just for me?
He has a 5-second time penalty from speeding in the pit lane earlier.
Yep.
As we saw many people pick up a time penalty, but
Lawrence needs to have a break.
Lawrence driving away from LC. And the thing is, can LC get Lawrence into a little mistake, a little track limit warning? But on the other, if LC is quick behind Lawrence could also easily get him through. I don't know how many warnings
Lawrence has 1.
Yeah, I don't need. He doesn't even need to defend that harsh if LC is the possible.
He's got some room. He's got some room to work with.
Well, then work through for Red Bull.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a shame if one of them was upside down in the crowd with like 10 laps to go?
Well, to be honest, I thought that would happen today, but yeah, it's kind of an easy race. No, next week I think we might see some Red Bull toast.
Ooh!
I have a little bird told me we're gonna do some tests. So.
Wow, that little bird sharing some secrets for the Ferrari lads on stream, huh?
Nah, no. I don't even know. It's such. Well, I don't know if that was on stream, but we tried it in Coda, but it's so hard to time. Because if it's too early, it has no effect, and if it's delayed, you can actually be impeded by it. So, yeah. It's really. It looks so easy, just drive behind the other driver and gain advantage, but it's really, really a difficult thing. So I'm really impressed by seeing some other teams do it.
And so, I would like to ask this little birdie, because of the effect that the Aero Wake has kind of negated now, will someone be giving their championship contender a tow with a little bit of a compromised aero setup for their race, or are they still planning on going out and racing their own race while still...
I copied the first setup, I'm fine. I don't know. no, I don't think. My plan is to stay on the track this time, not spin like 3 times. So, no, I'm not that deep into it. No, I don't know.
You should consider bump drafting on the straight.
Yeah,
I hope it's fair. I mean, we've seen some battles in some title deciders in Brazil that ended with a crash. You see that one once, and I just hope it's fair this time.
It feels like a battle that's not going to end in chaos. It feels like it's going to be a clean one. But like last season in real F1, you kind of every time Hamilton was Verstappen was together, you kind of felt like they were going to crash. Lima Bean takes
There
the
it
point
is.
off Nemesis. It feels like LC and Lawrence are going to fight this one out fairly.
But the thing is, it's not just those two. It's not like
Queasy's in it as well.
Yeah, Nick also he's close.
Yeah.
Nick is really close now, I think, with 15 points.
Yeah, he should be.
He's gaining 5 on LC, so he's really, with a win, Nick could easily be the champion if they both finish outside of the podium or something. It's really close between those drivers.
And
The problem is with Povey, you know, we won't know what the standings are until some point next year. So we'll just see who actually does end up winning the championship. You won't know straight away.
Yeah, and I hate to.
But is it equal then? Because the standings outside is 2 points, but is it completely the current standings, or is that from what race ago?
Oh no! It says Lawrence has left the session.
What?
Oh no!
Oh, I'm going to say it again.
Oh.
It has championship implications.
Oh no! And that, yep, you can see that time
If he rejoins,
tumbling down.
it's pretty quick. If he rejoins in time, you could study within 3 seconds of LC, because I think it's just inside time. You can easily rejoin.
Yeah.
I don't
Crucially,
think.
he has raced the majority of the race himself, so he won't be de-excused.
Nemesis gets that point back now.
No, but LC get him now.
It's
If
only
not
full 3
rejoins in
seconds.
time, no, you can't. It's 2 more left.
I don't know what the are set as. Normally people put it quite high.
And he'll get touchdown.
I think he's got another company.
Oh man.
Yeah,
boy.
boy.
Oh, he's joined now. He's still ghosted though. Oh please, please. Okay.
How quick will it take for him to actually rejoin and get back in his Red Bull? He's just going to pull over to the side, do a little driver change, and get going again.
Oh, I don't like this.
Can't do it on the straight. He's back. He's got away with it, but he would have probably, based on the pace of the AI, he would have held the position even if it wasn't on track.
Yeah.
Should buy like
Yeah.
5 Wi-Fi boosters for next week. This can't happen. Then I have to
Last
go
lap.
for the race. My first one. No wide, but yeah, I think LC might pass him now, but Lawrence just needs to be with him.
You don't need to fight it.
Yeah.
You just got to let it happen and just stay behind.
I mean, could be a chance. Well, it definitely is an opportunity to make a statement heading into the final race. But I just knowing both Lawrence and LC with their on-track behavior, I don't think it'll happen. Off-track,
No.
who knows?
Yeah, who
But-
well, he takes the inside, Lawrence. He takes the inside.
It was sensible racing. Even though they're one of the top 10 championship, there's really anything there from Lawrence.
Lawrence
He was
kinda
there
looked-
high, he stayed behind.
Lawrence looked for a little bit into that second chicane, but yeah, opting out of it instead.
Don't need to do anything.
You can hold those two next to each other. They both hold each other.
The bold commentator's curse from Pep there on LC. Oh boy.
They both go off at the same time.
Oh man.
Lawrence just have a second warning. You can put it out there.
Another bold commentator's curse from Kim now. Oh man, it's coming down to the final quarters.
One more
Putting
year,
it out there.
I
in
think
the atmosphere.
doesn't work. If he, I mean, he's on 610. He could. Yeah, look, the 30%, you can get that cost. Then LC will. Definitely will. He is out of the way.
Oh, Lawrence has a mega run.
He's coming.
He's running out of.
He is coming.
Woo! Oh, but Elsie's gonna have the inside line
there's
here.
contact.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, Lawrence.
He gets
This
back.
does not need to be happening.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, this does not
Oh
need
boy.
to
Oh, please.
I think Lawrence pushed LC a little bit wide into turn 2. Chelsea did it.
Yeah, that just seemed. You couldn't turn the run down, obviously, but I feel like the afters were a bit unnecessary in terms of the context of the race. Barring any major incident, it's going to be Lawrence in front of LC, but risking that, it could have easily taken himself
Here comes Nemesis.
or both of them out the
Finish.
race.
I
This
think.
is another dominant
Oh,
win for
man.
Nemesis. He's going to get the 5-second time penalty, but
I think he will get the win. Hobbs will jump up into P2.
Greasy got a penalty. No, right. Oh, that's an unserved penalty.
Yeah, unserved from that speeding.
Yeah.
Taken a
Yeah.
podium as well.
Oh, Nick doesn't jump up. Okay, yeah, because he's.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, fair enough, fair enough.
And most importantly, Lawrence isn't going to pick up that third warning, so he's going to take the position from LC and go into P4.
Wow.
Those settings on the sheet, are those from last race or are they not updated? Because then,
Oh, who knows
then
what
it's not
he's
entirely
doing.
equal.
I have no idea.
50 v12 on the line.
And it's not entirely
MC
equal.
Vickers is going to miss out on P8. Chuck is just going to pip him if that is a 3-second time penalty he's got. Yeah, it's a 3-second time penalty, so Chuck is going to be so close on the line.
Oh, I don't think he got it.
Ah, that's the same. It's exactly the same as we had last week. Then I got a penalty from the street, obviously we suddenly I think 23,000, but now it's 55,000. Second time just almost get someone on the top of it.
And I gotta say, that is surprising to see the game give Driver of the Day to the guy who started on pole. So, congrats to
But also good deserves it.
that. Yeah. He does his little dance. I guess he hasn't unlocked the murder kids in the crowd with video game copies, but yeah.
Yeah, like, maybe... Oh, he's flexible. He's got that body movement. He's a bit of a banana. He gets a generic trophy, holds the generic trophy into the sky.
So win again for the Minions.
First
And-
of the season for Nemesis, I think. Yeah.
I believe that's correct, yeah.
Remember that Queasy Pluto did hit Lawrence around, spinning around in that race, so it'd be interesting to see if this race is just the provisional standings. It could change, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
any
Lawrence
penalty
could-
would any penalty would send Queasy Pluto into at least P3.
Yeah.
Probably
It's 5.9 seconds. So, would it? If it's a 5-second penalty, it wouldn't.
That's to Nemesis, so he's only got
To
2
yeah.
seconds buffer,
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah.
any penalty.
Yeah.
You see, I'm so
Sending
experienced in
behind.
this game.
I mean, would you? So if you're Lawrence, I mean that bumps Nick up an extra 3 points on you if Queasy doesn't get.
And Queasy's in it as well.
Big
isn't he?
one,
That's the
yeah.
problem, both of them are in it, so
Yeah, Nick is higher.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like you wouldn't risk. I feel like you might report it, but
Are stewards allowed to take a look at it if it's not reported? So because it was on street, or
I cannot remember. I gave up on stewarding.
I don't think stewards are allowed. I think streamers are allowed to. So since you were on, you can report it if you want for your
Would you
teammate
want
there.
to, though?
that is good to know.
I think you can report it for your Lawrence if you want, if he doesn't end up
Oh,
doing
that's
it.
good.
But yeah, so I guess this is the point where we start. We'll start with our guest driver, Petmeister, or guest commentator, excuse me. Who do you want to give driver of the day to?
Nemesis, he's been magnificent, so dominant. You almost never see a driver just running away like Vettel or Hamilton did in this game. It's almost in a train, and he's just so much quicker than the rest. And of course, there wasn't a safety car, but the others didn't really have a chance. Owen win easily, Nemesis.
Yep, and then to you, Mr. Kim. I really
In
hope you don't
October,
take mine.
We started doing disappointment of the day last
Okay.
time out. So yeah, I mean it's hard not to give it to Cryptic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's
he did have
true.
problems. So if we're basing this on drivers that didn't have problems, I'd probably actually give it to LC. He had a chance there to give himself a bit of a lead into the championship decider, but he had his moment, didn't he? Lost positions, didn't qualify too well, crashed at the end as well. So is the pressure getting to him?
Maybe, yeah. For me, my driver of the day has to go to Hobbs Fan Nick, because he kind of snuck in there into a podium position without any kind of notice from me, at least. So I was kind of surprised to see him there, but I guess he did start on the second row as well. But yeah,
Nick has a so much second and third place, and of course some bad luck. Write him down for next week. I think he'll be right up there next week for win. Don't know if it's for the championship. That's really hard to tell. But write him down for win next week.
Yeah, and I think we should note F50 as well, seeing their insane wet lap
controller.
Yeah, on the controller, possibly a keyboard.
I hope at least. Yeah, if it was a wheel, I worry. I'd take it back. If I was you, I'd take it back as driver Davis on anything but the controller or keyboard.
Yeah, and that was impressive, because we're going to Brazil, where we know that rain is very likely. So if it happens during the race, I'd be kind of curious to see where he actually ends up, and if he kind of plays a Nicholas Latifi role in the championship deciding race next time out. But yeah, any last word from you guys before we sign off here?
No.
Wasn't the most exciting race, but the result is the most very exciting championship finale. So it's all good.
Oh yes, and we know Pep is going to be bending it for for Lawrence and playing the team game, and hopefully Nemesis does the same. I guess we'll see.
Well, if I cause a safety car, it'll be very suspicious. I really hope it.
I wouldn't watch the stream. I wouldn't watch the stream back if you cause a safety car. Nothing good is going to be said.
Nope.
I mean, I said something, so now I promise I'll race fair. I'll always race fair, so that's no problem.
That sounds good. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me in the commentator. Pep, you're always welcome to come back.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very fun.
Yeah. Thanks for coming along, giving us a little bit more insight.
Thanks for having me.
As opposed to what Kim brings, just NASCAR, which is fine, because NASCAR is fantastic.
Boogity boogity.
It is. Come on.
But we will see you guys. I believe we're on a break next week. If I'm not oh, we're not.
No.
Okay. All right. Yep, indeed we're not. Okay, so we'll see you guys next weekend in the season finale.
The battle in Brazil.
Between 4 drivers: Hobbs Fan Nick, Lawrence, LC Fighter, and Queasy Pluto. So make sure you guys
haven't won a race.
Yes, Queasy and Nick not winning a race.
Two of them haven't won a race this season.
That is absolutely insane. But we will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, here's the outro, I guess.